Hey, church. I'm here with Larry Holleman. Larry is one of our elders here at Northside, and we're sitting down together and going to have the opportunity to talk a little bit and hear from Larry, hear a little bit about him, and talk a little bit about the work of the church. So we're glad that you're tuning in. Hope that you're doing well. And we're glad that you're part of our conversation. So Larry, one of the things that we're doing in these videos is to just give an opportunity for the elders, for the shepherds, to maybe give some encouragement, but also to talk a little bit about themselves so that church members can get to know you better and learn more about you.
Okay.
And so one of the things that we are asking each of the elders is just to share about your journey of faith. Tell us about how you came to the place of commitment to Jesus Christ. What was that like for you?
It was great. First of all, I met my wife. I was a first year in college,
Okay.
and she was a senior in high school, and we met at a skating rink.
Ah, okay. Did you
And
both know how to skate?
I did.
Okay.
She did too.
Yeah.
But once we started conversating with one another, and we started dating, and
Yeah.
she invited me to church.
Really?
And once she invited me to church, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I went to a gospel meeting. At that time, we had gospel meetings.
Sure.
And it was a gospel meeting, and I think on Friday night, I ended up getting baptized. And once I got baptized, I made that commitment to the Lord, and not long after that, we got married.
Oh, wow. Okay, so let me make sure I have this straight. So Sonia is your wife.
Right.
And so was this like one of y'all's first dates, or just that was it one of the first things she did was to invite you to come with her to church, to this gospel meeting?
Yes, it was. Actually,
Wow.
it was. I met her at the skating rink, and we
Yeah.
started visiting with one another and,
Yeah.
and talking with one another. And,
Yeah.
and once we, got to know each other, she invited me to church.
Yeah. Yeah.
And first she invited me to meet her parents.
Oh, how did that go?
My mother-in-law was pretty tough at that
Okay.
time,
All
so
right.
and I liked that. But once we got past that, she invited me to church, and I got baptized. And,
Okay.
And once I got baptized, at that time it was a preacher, great preacher, Lewis Blair.
Okay.
At 10th and Neum that kind of mentored me.
Well, now, was that here? Where
That was here in Temple.
did you grow up here?
Yes,
Bill County?
yes, we both grew up here in
Okay.
Temple. One street over from each other, but we didn't
Really?
meet till I was out of high school, and she was in the senior in high school. So,
Wow, that's neat.
but God blessed me with her, and that was all over with.
Yeah. Man, that's great. That's great. Well, we're delighted that y'all are members here at Northside, and we're delighted that you're one of our shepherds. What drew you to Northside, or what do you love about this congregation?
What drew me to Northside was the people. The people were very, very nice, very opening. They welcome us here, and they got to know us, and we really loved that. And we saw the love here when we came over here, and how everybody just, you watch people and how they interact, and you can see that it was just love, in this congregation, and that's what drew us here.
Yeah.
And also, I think at the same time, you were here, and we met you, and you were a big inspiration for us coming in too. So,
Well, when you mentioned the drawing power of love,
yes,
and I mean that's really the way it ought to be. Jesus himself said, "They will know that you are my disciples by the love that you have for one another."
Yes.
So that really ought to be one of the hallmark attributes of the people of God. So I mean that's very encouraging for you to say that you were drawn by the love that was shown to you.
Yes.
I mean, that says a lot of good things about the church here.
Yes, yes, and you know, we once we saw the love, we knew that this is what we want to be.
Yeah.
And that's what we had been seeking. So.
Yeah, well, that's great. Well, when you think about the future, what perhaps are some goals, maybe some challenges, or what kind of, when you think of a vision for the future for this congregation, well, what comes to mind?
What comes to mind with me with this congregation, I would always like to reach out to others to invite them to become a part of the body, to teach them the gospel. If we can engage in that more,
Right.
that would be great. And I can see, because of the love we have here and the unity we have here, and the way the leadership works together, I can see a very great future, because God, I believe God will bless us as we go and showing the unity that we have.
Yeah, I think that's good. So we think of like outreach or evangelism,
Yes.
trying to connect with people who are not Christians and invite them
Right.
into a relationship with Jesus Christ and integration into the life of the church.
Right.
And that's always a challenging thing. We think and discuss frequently, what can we do to enhance our outreach efforts, or what can we do to be more evangelistic? And some things work and some things don't work, and we try different things.
Right.
And we all want that. Do you think that there is some particular technique or strategy or effort that perhaps could be effective?
Well, I mean, we are trying all those techniques that you mentioned, but it's just something you just have to stay with and keep doing on a continual basis.
Yeah.
And that's something we should have on our mind all the time, to when we come in contact with people, to at least try to reach them in some way.
Yeah, I think you're right. We never give up on it.
Yeah.
It's a goal that we have, and we constantly try to enhance our efforts in that regard. Well, Larry, I think this has been a very helpful conversation. I'm sure the church will enjoy hearing these things from you. Before we finish up, is there anything else you want to add, or anything else you want to say to the church?
Well, as I said earlier in devotion, we love you, and we miss all of you. And this is a new experience for all of us. But sometimes we don't know why God do things, but this will help us to appreciate what we really have when we come together. And I'm just thankful to just be a part of this.
All right, Larry, thanks a lot. All right, y'all stay safe. God bless. Take care.